Welcome back to Cine Chills. Today, we dive into one of the most iconic horror films in cinema history, IT Chapter 2. Did you know that this movie dominated the global box office for 2 consecutive weeks after its release? Set a staggering record for Warner Pictures' annual box office revenue of $437 million. A word of warning: this film is packed with intense, high-energy scenes that will keep you on edge. So grab your friends, especially those who get scared easily, and watch together for a thrilling experience. The story begins. 27 years ago, a group of 7 misfits came together to confront an ancient evil, a shape-shifting clown known as Pennywise or the Joker. They made a pact that if this sinister entity ever returned, no matter where life took them, they would return. According to the whispered legend in their small town, the Joker is an otherworldly entity that terrorizes children. It reawakens every 27 years, bringing terror and tragedy. Years passed, and the 7 friends were separated, with only Xiao remaining in their hometown. Although life had scattered them across the world, the promise they had made never faded from their memories. But soon, disturbing reports of missing children began to surface. Xiao, sensing the ominous return of the Joker, reached out to his old friends, urging them to reunite and confront this ancient terror. The group gathered at their agreed-upon meeting place the next night. However, one of their friends, Carly, was noticeably absent. Thinking she was simply late, they didn't mind. After enjoying a hearty meal together, a waiter served them a plate of fortune cookies. These were no ordinary cookies, they were rumored to reveal glimpses of the future. Curious and wary, the group unraveled their fates and pieced together the secret messages. To their horror, the notes reveal something unsettling about Carly. Before they can process this chilling revelation, the fortune cookies on the table begin to shake violently, as if possessed by some unseen force.
Cookie's looking at me! It's real! It's not real! It's not real!
It seemed that they had forgotten that they had encountered a more terrifying scene. Everyone began to blame Xiao for calling them to death. Only Xiao Mei was alert. Carly called his wife.
When it happened?
Yesterday. Listen, horrible. The way he died. His wrist. The bathtub. I'm sorry, I have to go.
Billy couldn't help but feel sad after hearing the news. The others left in fear. After returning to the hotel, Xiao Peng began to question Xiao Mei. Since she wasn't at the scene, why could she tell him the place where Carly died? Xiao Mei explained to him that she had been exposed to the light of death from the clown's mouth 27 years ago and had been having nightmares ever since. She had dreamed of Carly's death. Not only that, but she also saw the death of 7 useless people one after another in her dream. Hearing this, Xiao began to scold several people who passed by. Even after so many years, everyone's fear had not subsided. Instead, it had grown like a tumor and would sooner or later consume their lives. Since defeating the clown last time, Xiao has not forgotten to find a way to eliminate the clown. After checking the information, he found that a meteorite fell to Earth hundreds of years ago. A very scary creature is parasitic on the meteorite. It eventually attaches itself to a clown named Pennywise. Feeds on the fear of humans. The more fear it absorbs, the stronger it becomes. In order to prevent the clown from doing evil, the Indian tribes who believed in God created a container that could seal the clown. However, the information was not recorded as to why the clown seal failed. Instead, it left a way to awaken the container, which was to find everyone's childhood token to the gods and then absorb it through a special ritual. In this way, the clown could be completely destroyed. They found the jade hat that Carly wore in their childhood base. Then the six decided to split up and look for their childhood tokens. Xiaomei first went back to her old house, but she learned from an old woman that her father had died. No matter how sad Xiaomei was, she found the letter Xiaopeng gave her from the corner of the wall. But she thought it was written in the proportion of sly love words. Xiaomei was thinking about her youth and smiling, and did not notice the old woman's devilish steps at all. Then the old woman gave Xiaomei a cup of coffee and said that her father used to work in a circus. Xiaomei looked at the old photos on the wall and felt a sense of familiarity and strangeness in her heart. When Xiaomei ran away, she found that this apartment had been abandoned for a long time. The same time, Li Qi came to her childhood game hall. For many years, it had been abandoned. Looking at a game coin in the box, she thought about her childhood. Li Qi and her friend were happily playing video games, but the school bully came and shouted at Li Qi. Then Li Qiu had no choice but to leave the playroom and cry silently in the empty square. This moment, the clown suddenly appeared.
Just shit my pants.
Clown sat on the statue's shoulder and greeted Li Qiu warmly. Then the clown lifted the balloon high and slowly descended from the statue.
I know your secret, your dirty little secret. Should I tell them, Richie? This is real.
Strange things have happened to Billy too. Although the bicycle is old, it carries many memories of his childhood. As a child, Billy had been to the place where his brother had disappeared. He had imagined many times that George was down there and kept calling his brother's name in the sewer, but no one answered. Whenever he went back, strange noises would come from inside. Hearing the sound, Billy went to check, but then he saw his brother in the sewer. Billy lost his mind for his brother and reached out into the sewer, but the clown caught him. Then countless clowns began to pull Billy's arm. After a desperate struggle, Billy successfully broke free. Paper boat was given to his brother, which came out in his hand. The same time, Xiaopeng came to the library hoping to find the keepsake here. Following the angle of the projector, time instantly returned to the student's time. Xiaopeng took out a tape to listen to beautiful songs and put on headphones. This time, a figure suddenly appeared behind him. Turned out to be Xiaomei, the girl he had a crush on for a long time. But in the next second, Xiaomei's head started to burn with fire. Xiaopeng was scared and quickly hid in the locker. Inside, Xiaopeng found a letter. When he carefully examined it, a terrifying scene appeared. People who received tokens began to gather one after another. This time, Xiaohei and Adio found their tokens. So they came to the clown's den and prepared to perform the final sealing ceremony. Many years later, the haunted house was still terrifying and scary. According to their childhood memories, they found the dry well and followed the instructions of the sewer. Finally, they arrived at the shrine. Xiaohei took out the sealing pot and placed it in the middle of the altar. When the fire was lit, everyone gave tokens one by one. When they were about to chant the incantation, something strange was happening above.
Don't look at him! Are those the deadlight? Turn light in the dark! That fire out of the way! Turn light in the dark! Turn light out of the way! Turn light in the dark!
As the event progressed, the death ray slowly fell into the pot. Xiaohei quickly closed the lid, but the strange thing was that the lid was blocked by a red balloon. The balloon continued to expand, following the laughter of a clown. The balloon gradually grew larger and burst. Under the dazzling light of the flashlight, the clown finally showed his true form. Everyone was terrified by the evil power of the clown.
27 years. I dreamt, I craved you. Oh, I'm very moment.
Clown's right hand suddenly changed and turned into a sickle to attack. Everyone was shattered by the fierce attack. Everyone tried to quickly escape. Suddenly, 3 doors in front of them corresponded to the 3 choices. Li Kuei had been fooled before and felt that he had to open the door in reverse this time.
Pulling for this shit again. Oh yeah, that thing's a fucking monster. Where's your base it? I know your moves, you little bitch. Good boy.
At the same time, the fleeing Blackie was suddenly caught by the clown. The critical moment, Richie whispered sweet words to the clown. In the next second, he was bound by the death ray and slowly floated in the air. Eddie Zhenzhuang held an arrow in his hand and shot it at the clown. The arrow hit the clown's throat, and Rich fell to the ground as the arrow stuck in his throat. Just as Eddie approached Rich, the clown suddenly threw Blackie into a nearby cave. The injured Blackie looked at Eddie and received inspiration from him. What could hurt the clown was not physical attacks, but courage and faith from the heart. Because of this, several people were no longer afraid and began to fight against the clown.
Boy! Imposter!
You're a fucking bully!
A motherfucking stupid mommy!
As a result of everyone's repeated verbal attacks, the clown became smaller and smaller and finally fell to the ground with his skin wrinkled. The clown disappeared with everyone's hands. As everything continued to be destroyed by the sudden force, everyone ran outside. Finally, everyone was saved from the clown's hands. As the best-selling horror film in the film and television industry, IT is not only exciting in terms of emotional thrills, but also about friendship and bonds. When you look back on your childhood, if there are any memories that you don't want to remember or want to deliberately forget, don't be afraid. It's just the vanity hidden in your heart. Today's story ends here. If you like it, please subscribe, follow, and support me. See you in the next movie.